It's insane how much muscle you can build without ever touching a weight. In my 20s, I thought deadlifts would build my back. They didn't. I needed pull-ups, but for the first few years, I did them wrong. I want to show you how I messed up and what numbers you need to get to have an aesthetic chiseled back. The fascination with upper body pulling strength is in our DNA. Some of my son's first instincts were to grab something above them and pull themselves up. The ancient Greeks, Romans, and Chinese all had versions of suspended bars or ropes to hang and pull on. The great part about pull-ups is if you can establish one place to hang, you can develop your best physique without the gym or other equipment. Look at calisthenics athletes and climbers, some of the best, most developed backs in sport. A majority of their work is hanging off things and pulling themselves up. Being able to control your body weight develops relative strength. And there's evidence that this type of strength equals better long-term health than raw absolute strength. If you want to get stronger in pull-ups, you can't just pack on a bunch of size to do so. Your actual nervous system must get stronger. This is the type of strength that a mover is interested in. We need a better connection to our shoulder blades. We need the shoulders to connect to the core. We need the little stabilizer muscles developed. We need the coordination and the timing to be right. Essentially, we need to become more intelligent to master our own body weight. But the thing about pull-ups is there needs to be some quality control to actually make gains. Most people think they're entitled to 10 pull-ups because they've worked out for a while. 10 quality pull-ups is not easy, especially if you're not a super small person. This was me back in the day. I'd do about 5 or 6 good pull-ups, and then I'd do the rest by swinging my legs and hunching my shoulders at the top. My back gains went through the roof when I standardized my form. No leg movement, squeeze of the back muscles at the top of each rep, dead hang at the bottom. Here's some numbers that I like to throw out for people. 5 clean reps is your first goal. This will create that incredibly strong base, and you can start to cluster a bunch of sets of 5 reps. Your next goal is 10 clean reps. At this point, no one will mistake you for someone who doesn't work out or lift. And remember, pull-ups are all about relative strength. If you're closer to 200 pounds, then this is much more impressive than if you weigh 150. Even though some very light calisthenics athletes can bust out 30 reps, if the average gym goer develops 15 reps of pull-ups, you'll be in the top 1% of athletes. Your back will be wide, chiseled, and a Christmas tree will appear on that lower back portion. These are just some numbers to keep in mind, but if you make the form the priority, the numbers will come down the line.
Don't overthink the pull-up. Point A, dead hang. Point B, chin above bar. But maybe the most important part is the active hang. This preloads the lats and shoulder blade stabilizers, ensuring you'll use them properly in the pull. Gymnasts and climbers all do this naturally, but the person who sat at a desk for 8 hours a day loses the connection to these muscles, and it needs retraining. Active hang is really simple. Shoulders down, core engaged. The goal is to eventually not have to think about it. Point B, the top, isn't just flopping the chin over the bar. It's full engagement of the lats and upper back. A position to own, not just a target. Chest open, shoulders down, core still engaged. To really get good at pull-ups, pause at the top of each rep. There's a cost to doing bad and forced pull-ups. You'll feel it from your elbows and your shoulders. Slow and controlled is where gains are made, especially on the descent. Not only are eccentric contractions where a majority of muscle building takes place, it's also where you have the most control over your movement, giving you the opportunity to solidify the form you're working to build. And once that foundation is built, the gains come easy. But the wide back doesn't come overnight. It comes from thousands of reps over years. Slow, steady progress always wins out. Want to know an easy way to figure out your pull-up routine? Do 1 submaximal set per day. That's 7 sets per week. If you're not into daily training, this equals 2 to 3 sets done a few times per week. As you become more advanced, this can go closer to 10 sets a week. And if you can't do 5 solid pull-ups yet, just find a band that allows you to do a minimum of 5 reps and work with that using the same equation until you can use a lighter band or none at all. All right, guys, top comment wins our flagship program, Move Strong Now. First link below. Rows next week to build the pulling base. Until next time.